Hi, I'm Lane, as in walk down a lane. I'm her best friend, apart from her mother. Seasons we've been best friends, but her life is, well, so many lives are structured by milestones. Each milestone means you can depart from the position that was held. Leave a hollow where there was presence. At her high school graduation, she gets a Prius from her grandparents, like Leonardo DiCaprio, a getaway car. Movement. We are both virgins at graduation. I'm in love with Dave Rogalski, my first real boyfriend. Bible kiss Bible. She almost had sex with Jess, but he left. She'll lose her V card later to her first boyfriend. He'll be married to someone else when that happens. They even tried to get frisky in the Prius, but he's too tall. He doesn't belong in that world. I beg her, from the distance that she keeps me at, to address me. Address me as your best friend. Tear yourself from the gravity of genetics. Address me as your best friend. Your chosen family. My chosen family. Oh. She addresses me as her best friend, that's right, but she doesn't treat me as such. That's right. Oh, yeah. My graduation was invisible, off-screen. I was not given the dignity of a keynote.
We never thought this day would come. We prayed for its quick delivery, crossed days of our calendars, counted hours, minutes, and seconds. And now that it's here, I'm sorry it is, because it means leaving friends who inspire me and teachers who have been my mentors. So many people who have shaped my life in my fellow students' lives indelibly, forever. I live in 2 words. One is a world of books. I have been a resident of Faulkner's Yorkner, Petafwa County. Haunted the white whale aboard the Pequot, fought alongside Napoleon, sailed a raft with Huck and Jim, committed absurdities with Ignatius J. Riley, rode a sad train with Anna Karenina, and strolled down Swan's Way. It's a rewarding world, but my second one is by far superior. My second one is populated with characters slightly less eccentric, but supremely real, made of flesh and bones, full of love, who are my ultimate inspiration for everything. My grandparents, they're kind and decent and unfailingly generous people. They're my twin pillars, without whom I could not stand. I am proud to be their grandchild. But my ultimate inspiration comes from my best friend, the dazzling woman from which I received my name and life's blood. My mother never gave me any idea that I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do or be whomever I wanted to be. She filled Our house with love and fun and books and music and flagging in her effort to give me role models from Jane Austen to Eudora Welty to Patti Smith. And as she guided me through all these years, I don't know if she ever realized that the person I most wanted to be was her. Thank you, Mom. You are my guidepost for everything. I was never one for singing what I really feel, except tonight I'm bringing everything I know is real. Stars, they come and go, they go fast, they go slow. They go like the last light of a sun all in a blaze, and all I see is glory. But it gets lonely there if there's no one here to share. We can shake it away when we hear the story. People lost for fame, like athletes in a game. We break our collarbones and come up swinging. Some of us are down, some of us are crowned, some are lost and never found. And most have seen it all. They live their lives in sad cafes and music halls. They always come up singing. Some make it when they're young, before the world has done its dirty job. And later on someone will come and say, you had your day, now you must make way. But they never know the pain, what's like living with a name you never owned. And all these days forgetting what you've done so well, that those who gave the crown have been let down. And you try to make amends without defending. Stars, they come and go. They go fast, they go slow. They go like the last light of a sun all in a blaze. And all you see is glory.
I'd love to drive. I wish I could drive the road between school, the road around life. The steering wheel in my hands, clutch and shift, gears, petrol and brakes. My name is Lane, as in drive down a lane, in a buggy, on a Vespa, on a horse, like in antiquity, mobility. How would you like to ride? Stupidity, and I made a new mix. Bluetooth is great. Yeah, I thought we could listen on the road. Hey, wait. Do you use a streaming service? I mean, I could burn a CD. How does it begin again? My mix? Ruth Anderson, Fred Frith, Elvis Presley, Titio, Coil, Sheer Smegma, a selection of Joni Mitchell's demos. Cabaret Voltaire,
My name
No
is Rory,
Smoke,
and
La
this is my baggage.
Luz, Detroit in effect,
Do you see it?
Dactylian, Franciscus, Undilus,
It's around me so heavy. These are my arms.
Sabrina,
And
the
frankly,
teenage DJ.
I got more exhausted from the heavy lifting. But it's more than heavy lifting with arms, you know? It's a full frame weight-bearing thing.
Mad Mike, front 242.
My mother loves junk food, and I grew up eating it. Twinkies, Pop-Tarts, candy corn, red wines, beefaroni, pizza, burgers, Tostitos, taquitos. But she grew up rich with overbearing parents. We have similar eyes, not the same. We're not twins. We don't repeat in that way. I have long brown hair which falls down to my ass when I comb it out. When I comb it out, I comb it 100 times, then it shines like a mirror. Believe me, it's very impressive.
I want to get out of here.
If I look in the mirror, with a mirror behind it, at the right angle, like, you know, I can't block my reflection. My body does not obstruct. And if I look in these reflective mirrors like they have in changing rooms, I can see what my hair looks like by looking past the mirror into my hair. Like a sheet of paper, a sheet of glass that hangs from my brain. An abyss, my hair.
What's the genre? Folktronica.
If I look into the abyss of my hair and I'm in the right frame of mind, I might realize it's like the public toilet that the city pays for.
What?
Public toilets, you know, shit flies into it, you gotta clean it out. It's defining, it's protective. If you look into the parks, which are occasionally cleaned, you hover above the seat,
Of pain.
afraid of everything you were told could happen in there. Subterfuge, suspicion, the scum of the earth, my fear of attack, my angelic halo, the emissions inherent in using a toilet like they are intended, rather than a toilet, you know, a setting for a script or TV. In TV, how the plot point accelerates the private space for reflection, the his and hers basis in my parents' renovation, the product I slather on to keep young.
Morrissey.
The succulent glow of my juicy cheeks, which hover above the halo of the toilet wall. The smell, the stench, The trundle bed for my half-sister with repetitive syllables or names like mine, Rory, Gigi, Mimi, Pipi, Fifi, Didi, Sisi, Lily, Titi, Zizi, Kiki. Or badly planned bedrooms. The twin bed.
Drummer with strong beat.
The double features.
The accelerator.
2 windows. Bedside tables. And balanced feng shui. And the prevailing mystic distance in that a suburb is 10 times of a town blurred together. And the city is a puzzle of these suburbs.
Take me drive. Take me drive. I want to get out of here.
I have a beautifully shaped face, though it is made of so many pores. I can't even count them again. Sometimes my skin is opening new pores as the dirt clears. My face, don't you love it? Do you like how it curves? This way and that way. There's a laundry list of things that you can do in bathrooms, but might struggle to do on a staircase. But both of them get you somewhere. That's for sure. You can draw the curtains this way and that way, flip them around, bob them up. The curtain rises and we're the subject. Through the street window, kitchen sink, couch, dressing, peplum, crispness. The camera's on a crane and it's not moving. The angles are fabulous. Revise the last few lines. My lips flapping. It's not something I'd say unless I'm in the illusion of being the narrator. Of being the dominant voice, the figure that can be trusted to tell. Yes, it's true.
I was distracting myself.
I'm at the center of this. I'm at the center of this.
Exempt from sense. And did I think
it's indisputable
that
even though I'm in the center, in the space of the audience, the place where one might usually.
This heaviness, why does that show make me feel like I can't breathe? Wake at me, feel so blue tonight. Now take on. That's the point of no return. Nay, there are 100,000 ways to write it, but there ain't no better way to feel this. Baby, won't you always be there for me? Can you hold me tight when I need ya? There are 100,000 ways to start this, but there ain't no better way to claim it. Baby, I have to be the one and only. I can make you feel how you wanna. There are 100,000 ways to know it, but there ain't any other way to own it. Baby, won't you take my hand and say that you do me right how I need ya? There are 100,000 ways to write this, but there ain't no better way to seal it. Baby, won't you be my one and only? You can make me cry if you wanna.
Sure, I'm down with self-analysis. I'm a college girl. I know the sciences of the self. I can break myself down like modules. An abstract? Sure. An objective person would tell me that my personality is likable. My critics say that my appeal is myself, I'm approached, and they'll tell me I'm shy. They want to help. They want to make sure I have what I don't have. Don't you want to help me? I've come to expect it from others. This is shyness, not shyness, helplessness. I'm whelping under the force, the greater forces. Come and help me. I say, I need your help. Is this what you thought I meant when I talked about baggage? Thick umbrage, warm distances, closets full of stuff. You know, I hate feeling like a vessel. I bet you thought when I talked about my past relationship as a baggage. Bad breakups, my parents, my grandparents, my children, my generational, my relationships, whatever, my food, my sex hang-ups, the music that I'm listening to, that I refuse to listen to, and then where I want to be at the rock concert, where I like to dance at the nightclub. Is that what you thought you would hear when I said, my baggage? My baggage is the eclipse. A small town that I'm from that tells me more about myself than the city I live in. It's everything that's not my relationships. Believe me, I know myself better than you do. You see me as an archetype tower, slovenly form, a dromedary hump camel with two lumps, making sweat in the desert. This rotten feeling and idealism of my form, overture, entr'acte, finale, denouement, trapdoor, formalism, staircase. How can I tell you to see me as something not subsidiary? I could tell you about my friend. Her love life, which is by definition standard. She's the brainiest chick her guitarist boyfriend ever dated. Her life is so simple compared to mine. Her aspirations with rock and roll fame and the abstract wish to join a pantheon at CBGB's. But she's fated to be a cool mom to twins that struggles to balance aging out her dream into something else. The awkward space of having a passion without it being your job. So awkward. Simplicity is something that is striven by those with the highest quality of life. I know. But hers is not so high as mine. And there is nothing I would compromise in mine to become more like her. It's true that there is only one protagonist at a time in the narrative. The narrator might focus on more than one character, but there's always one scratch that. I'm gonna substitute the word audience for narrator. The audience might focus on more than one character. I'm gonna concretize metaphors. There's nothing I would compromise in my life to have one like hers. My desirability is peak. I feel the force. When you are in the gravitational field of the sun, the only ones that helps you, are the other planets that orbit around. And as a planet, a rock, if you will, I'm held in place by other suns. My face turns to look at the other stars in the sky. I was never one for singing what I really feel, except tonight I'm bringing everything I know is real. Stars, they come and go, they go fast, they go slow, they go like the last night of a sun all in a blaze, and all you see is glory. But if that's still there, if
Of course. I saw it first on television. That taboo thing, the withheld thing, the thing I needed to know more about. You know what I mean. The singers, they sing about it. It's rock and roll, almost famous, all that stuff. But now I know. I know that it's bad. It's terrible. Sex, it's so bad. You cannot drop the act, it's okay. I've known the real deal about Santa Claus for years. Now I know about sex.
So, sex was bad.
Unbelievably bad.
Every time?
Yeah, right. Every time.
You only did it once.
That's right. And I'm out.
Well, first time can be weird. My first time definitely had its weird aspects, but you know, it gets better. It gets good.
I'm sorry. I just don't believe you.
Okay, you have to walk me through what happened. I mean, not graphically, but help me out here.
Okay. So we decided that for our first time, since it was such a big deal and everything, since we've been waiting and if I'd known what it was going to be like, I would have gladly kept waiting. But anyway, we decided to recreate the scene from here to eternity.
Wow. Ambitious. Sex on the beach.
Anyway, the whole thing was a disaster. Because you know what movies don't tell you? That sand is basically dirt. It was dirty and cold. My hands were shaking. And I'm trying to remember stuff about condoms and bananas, and then suddenly I realize we've got crabs, live ones that are scuttering all over us, and then he starts freaking out because apparently he's afraid of shellfish, and it's getting colder and dirtier, and at some point this pervert with a snorkel mask appears out of nowhere. And I'm thinking, we took 3 buses from Pedro's apartment for this?
Oh, lame.
Yeah. Just talking about it makes me feel sick and queasy.
But you are sick and queasy. You are sick and queasy. You have a parasite. But okay. Once you feel better, you should try it again. Indoors. In a bed.
You know, I'm open to the idea of a sexless marriage. I mean, it happens to most people eventually, right? Why wait? You know what's funny? I really thought my mother was being an insane prude when she said that sex was horrible for women. My mother, the Seventh-day Adventist, a migrant taking on religion to ease into the flow of being in the workforce. Our matriarchal system. Mung beans. My mother loves mung beans, an obsession with health food and the purity of unprocessed food, produce, tofurkey, the sanctity of the body. And then your mom, pregnant at 16 with pizza pockets, Twinkies, Pop-Tarts, mucho mac and cheese, beefaroni, jello, every type of Chinese chicken that's orange in color, taquitos, malamars, cherry coke, biscotti, dessert, sushi, taco, maraschino, cherries. The vitality of processing. I thought I was going to rebel against everything she inculcated in me, that our generation was going to be free, that we were going to live together in a house that we would build out of delicious cheese, or ice cream sandwiches, friends, best friends, on our own, rebellious, Revolution! Heard of it? I thought I did. Then I waited until marriage to have sex and was blessed with twins the first time I did it. And the condom ripped and little crabs crawled up my legs. And food poisoning as expected when traveling to a discount third world holiday destination for a honeymoon. Call me racist, but my experiences of that place are my own and they're what I speak from. Filth remains filth, doesn't it? Nature is impossible to change, isn't it? But now I can see that, in fact, my mother was the only woman who wasn't willing to maintain this ridiculous, pervasive, media-supported charade that sex is normal, that sex is a wonderful part of life, that sex is sexy. I mean, can we just not admit it? Sex is not sexy. Sex is horrible. In a way, I'm impressed with the depth of the conspiracy. If you think about it, it says something about the potential power of women that the entire gender could collude into creating sex is sexy myth. We did it on the beach. We had to take 3 buses to get to the beach because we thought it would be worth it to have my first time match that scene from here to eternity. Sex on the beach. Live the image that you see on screen.
Disturbia, and you really make me feel like I can't breathe. When you get me, really down tonight. Can we make it to by the side? Then we fly to the point of no return. There are 100,000 ways to write it, but there ain't no better way to feel this. Baby, won't you always be there for me? Can you hold me tight when I need ya? There are 100,000 ways to start this, but there ain't no better way to claim it. Baby, I have to be the one and only. I can make you feel how you wanna. There are 100,000 ways to know it, but there ain't many other ways to own it. Baby, won't you take my hand and say that you do me right how I need ya? There are 100,000 ways to write this, but there ain't no better way to seal it. Baby, won't you be my one and only? You can make me cry if you wanna.
It's your wedding day. Your auntie, the kimchi wizard, packs the cabbage very tightly so the spices strangles. You're sent back upstairs to read the Bible passages that have been underlined, because all the aunties want to see the blushing bride. Sun's Hollow is the place for small fish. I give you a look of surveillance, like a good journalist on a frontier. I'm gonna be the next Christian Amanpour, a foreign correspondent. I wanna see the world and tell other people about it in my own words. People should stop fighting, but until they do, I'm gonna work for the news and tell people what's happening in the best way I know how.
I'm going to wait for you in the small town, faithful until you come back. I know best how to be a fan, from years observing music as the other. You chose to try to live your own life and didn't realize you were doing the exact same thing as me, following footsteps.
The similarity between best friends and conflict is that they're both just slights in language. I naturalized you into being the so-called best so long ago that I am now complacent. In all my strivings to become a better person, I stopped trying to improve my relationships and ended up with you. You're my best friend. Forever!
Thank you.